Hello and welcome back to part 2 of 4. I was hesitant to apply because what if my fears were actually true? Welcome to part 2. Now on to lesson 3. Lesson 3. Sometimes it's easier to avoid the thing because if we do the thing, we may not like what we find. There are so many places in life where maybe we would prefer not to know. Sometimes it's easier and more comfortable to live in denial. However, this year for me has been about stepping in and stepping up. Now, as much as I would like to say, the process has been a magical experience akin to me channeling my inner mermaid, effortlessly gliding out of the water. It is not the case. When you say you're going to go there, you have to ask questions. And when you go deeper, when you look at the evidence, you get some answers, some of which you may not like or be expecting. So for example, when I went back to hot yoga on April the 4th, 2022, yes, I tracked it and I've tracked every class since. Today is 268. I was shocked. I felt old, tired, lethargic, stiff, creaky, and I had zero core strength. I did not look like the woman on the Lululemon website as I'd hoped. In all honesty, I couldn't dine out on the fact that I used to be a dance story because the current version of me was so far removed. Spoiler alert, my core strength is now better than ever, and I'm sure I could bang out a triple pirouette if necessary and required. Now, none of that work was done with judgment or shame. Well, maybe a bit. Looking at yourself in the mirror in various positions while sweating is quite illuminating. But I had 2 massive babies who didn't sleep for years and the recovery was long. However, it was good to know exactly where I was, even though it bruised my ego and I had the dawning this was all going to take much longer. Truthfully, I needed to know with this acting course where I was. Yes, I trained professionally 20 years ago at a top drama school and worked consistently since, but how was I really? Was I willing to take a closer look? Was I sharp? Was I versatile? Did I take direction? Did I translate my homework onto the screen? Was I up to the job? If an amazing opportunity revealed itself tomorrow, would I be ready? And I think so often we can assume that we do the work once we get the opportunity. But it's the other way round. We have to do the work first, which often means there's some vulnerability and some honesty. So how about you? What do you need to look at? What are you shying away from? There is a brilliant quote that I refer to often. Where focus goes, energy flows. Change doesn't need to be complicated. It may just need your attention. Lesson 4. I was the only parent and the eldest in the class. Why is this narrative that you have to know all of the answers by 19? Especially when many people at this age contain a high volume of fluorescent alcohol. Or maybe that was just me. Many of us won't just do one thing. Even if we trained or went to university, we just can't rely on that information anymore. Everything is always changing, so we must adapt and stay sharp too. In the class, quickly, we got to know each other, and I soon realised that age had gifted me experience not only in the business, but in life. Being older often comes with negative connotations. Youth is where it's at. However, business and creativity has to reflect life and all people, and there are many stories that need to be shared. We were asked about our careers to date. Something I rarely talk about because I'm too busy in the present or the future. To be honest, I'd forgotten a lot of things that I had done. and it was good to be reminded. Yes, there have been exciting career moments that look good on the internet, but also there have been some very small and private wins in my life, plus all the other failures that are now politely labelled as lessons. Sometimes when we begin something new, we can assume that we are starting again, right back at zero. We rarely are. Even if I was to train as a pilot tomorrow, I'm not, I would be highly inexperienced. But I have been in a plane before. I am relatively calm. I can work in a team. I have a good pilot's voice. Yes, I have rehearsed it. So much of who we are is transferable. And when you gather and connect with your uniqueness, you bring all of that to the situation, which is great. Plus, representation is always key. As a 21-year-old, I was frequently told I would have to do something else if I wanted to have kids. Luckily, I met Indra Ove 20 years ago, who had 2 little ones. So I saw it was possible. I could dispel that myth. Life is ever evolving, as we are. So be bold, be brave, and remember, it's never too late. Maybe I will fly a plane one day. Lesson 5. If I'm doing this, I'm doing it. The great Oprah taught us about intention, and it's such an adaptable concept. I asked myself, what is my intention? And this is what I came up with. To go all in and see what was possible. I decided that I was going to be an A+ student in terms of commitment and curiosity. I wasn't going to half-ass it, which is a technical term. I decided I was all in, so I was all in. As soon as my intention was clear, my approach closely followed. No dabbling, strive to do my best, remain focused, and enjoy the process. If any of this has resonated and you are saying to yourself, I need to do something, you can find out more via the links below. I'll see you tomorrow for part 3.